My childhood, I really have faint memories, not many good ones. And I think those are the most precious times in our lives because we'll never get those moments back. When I think of my childhood, it makes me want to cry because I feel like I never had a childhood. It was ripped away from me at 9 years old when my dad shot my mom. After years of showing that he had mental health issues that were completely ignored, something triggered in him to take action, to shoot my mom while I was sleeping in the middle of the night, only to be woken up to her screaming my name. That moment is the biggest impression that I have of my childhood. And ever since then, it felt like we were fighting for our survival. There was a lot of instability. It was like overnight I had to grow up and become my mom's caregiver, translator, and I had to become like an adult because she didn't really understand the American culture because we're Czechoslovakian, and she doesn't speak English still that much to this day. My security and stability were ripped away from me, and that just sucks because your childhood is the most precious time of your life. You'll never, ever get that back. I get envious of people that tell me about their beautiful childhoods. But in the end, it's actually made me more resilient, more capable of fighting and finding strength through those difficult times and becoming anti-fragile. I become stronger through adversity, and that sucks, but it's so true. And I share this video for those out there that have had similar situations or are going through it right now. I feel for you, and I feel for me, I feel for us. But I know that we can get through this. Because, despite my trauma, I thought if I worked hard and was a high achiever that I could look past my past and just show that I am capable of doing amazing things. But at 21, I got hit in the gut. It was like a tidal wave of anxiety that lasted for 5 years, and that came with emotional exhaustion and bouts of depression. Lots of moments of depression, especially during the winter times where you're seasonally left to be inside the house more often, left alone with your thoughts. Mental health treatments and medications really didn't work for me. It was hard for me to open up about these kinds of things, and I know I'm talking about it here right now in a video that who knows is gonna watch, but it's hard to talk about. A lot of times I put on this tough demeanor that it doesn't bother me, and I can handle a conversation with someone about it and be tough about it, because that was the Eastern European way that I was taught. Like, don't give in to your feelings. But that could only last for so long. I started to feel stuck in this mindset, in this way of life that made me feel like I was disconnected from myself, my emotions, and any true sense of deeper meaning. Traditional methods weren't working with me, and I felt like I had to explore elsewhere to really find a way to truly heal. Religion is supposed to bring you to a space of spirituality, and that wasn't giving me that grace. I felt actually dismayed by religion. There were medications that I was being put on, just a whole battery of them, and nothing was really making it effective for me. I just felt like I would go numb. I tried talk therapy, but nothing was helping me to actually open up about my true feelings, and I just was putting on a show to get through the hour that I had with each therapist. But after just putting my mind to the fact that I want to find some healing, and I was going to find it no matter what, I looked online and I looked through so many books and found that there's ways of treating myself through self-care methods and focusing on regulating my own nervous system. I became a little bit more mindful and open to the possibilities of healing myself through other ways, like holistic healing. It took a lot of years, unfortunately, and lots of trial and error. That sucks. But over time, I was led to discover that mushrooms have the potential of bringing on a beautiful healing. They became the key for me to really unlock my true, deep healing that I needed. Microdosing didn't just help me with my PTSD, but it actually helped me bring me back to life. I felt so magical, like I was a kid again in moments with the mushrooms. It gave me clarity, it gave me emotional balance, and the ability to process my trauma in a way that felt natural and aligned. This essentially, when I go through another PTSD flare-up, because they do still come up, but they don't come up as often as they did. They don't come up as large and intense as they did. But when they do, I turn to microdosing. And it allows me to get through that episode a lot faster and with more ease. And I come back to myself. That's just amazing. And really, what I want to tell you is that, yes, microdosing is a great way to maintain yourself, but to really understand the trauma that you've gone through and to work through it, to process it, it takes a larger dose, a macrodose. And that can be scary for some people, and I get it, because it takes you into a different reality than the one that you see right now, right here. And I need to make a video about this fear that holds us back from actually being open to exploring it, because that's something that is needed to be said too, because we need to have that open conversation about it. I'm interested in knowing what people have to say about this, right? So once I have that video up, I will make sure to link it here so that we can have that deeper conversation together. The beautiful thing about mushrooms is the fact that I don't have to be stuck in an emotional turmoil for weeks, months, years. Instead, it takes hours, maybe at most days, right? But there's no avoiding emotional turmoil. Life has its ups and downs. Some of us are better equipped to handle them. It's because of the way that we were raised. It's our ancestral generational genealogy that we adapt when we were born. And a whole set of a different array of things in our life, like from the foods that we eat to the exercises that we practice, because our brain is a muscle just like the rest of our body, right? We need to exercise it. And if we don't have the tactics, if people don't coach us through that throughout our lifetime, how are we supposed to know? It's not something that you innately gain right when you're born. It's a practice. So mushrooms allowed me to be open to exploring these things within myself and within others. And it's been profound. What breaks my heart now is the fact that people speak poorly about it. And they'd rather turn to medications or prescriptions that are given to us from doctors. And then I see them go through this cycle of being dependent on it and then adding more and then having other medical issues come up from that and then having emotional feelings come up where then they turn to foods and unhealthy lifestyles that bring them more comfort. Comfort is something that actually is doing us a disservice. I think that the more that we get uncomfortable, the discomfort that we face and approach is where we grow and become stronger individuals. So in a sense, I'm very sad that I didn't have this childhood that we all so lovingly deserve, but I got something else. I got a gift. I got knowledge. I got experiences that a lot of people don't get. And unfortunately, some people that go to war get to experience later in their life. I got to taste it earlier on. Beyond the emotional healing that I went through with mushrooms, they completely transformed my spirituality. I have such a deeper respect for all spirits, all religions, but it's something within myself. I have a connection with a spiritual field around me that you cannot just put a label on it. You can't call it something that we traditionally want to call it with all of our religious things that we have in life. But it's a sense. It's a beautiful feeling that just gives me purpose again. And even though I can't put it into words to explain it properly, I would love for people to be able to understand this so that they can find their passion within life again, their purpose, their meaning to life. Even though you never really get a full justified answer, it just gives you a drive in life. Where I once felt lost and without a purpose, I now feel deeply connected to myself, to the world, and to something greater than me. I think other people deserve to have that too. So I realized that my life really isn't just about surviving trauma. My life, the reason why I'm here, is to help people understand that there's hope. It's about using my experience that I have had in my life to help others heal. And I now see my path so much more clearly than I did before. Helping others break free from burnout, trauma, and feeling that disconnection so that they can step into their empowerment. and wholeness. My journey has led me to create the Microdose Mentor, where I teach others how to use mushrooms as a tool for healing, bringing clarity, and offering your self-discovery. Because we don't give ourselves enough time to take in the moments, to really tap in and listen to who we are and why we do the things that we do and what it is that we're meant to do. My mission is to show others that healing is possible, that you don't have to feel stuck in your past, and with the right tools, you can live a life filled with meaning, joy, and resilience. Mushrooms didn't just help heal me, they helped me remember who I am and why I'm here. If mushrooms are something that you've been thinking about for yourself and you don't know where to start, I offer a free guide in my description box that is no pressure. You can literally find a link to get your own mushrooms through there and go on your own journey. I've done it myself. So many others have gone on microdosing journeys. You can do it too. However, some of us like to have someone there to talk through the whole process, being able to get some feedback or ask questions along the way. And if you need that helping hand, I'd be happy to be there for you. And there's a link in my description box and also in the guide when you download that too. That'll give you an opportunity to get a little bit more one-on-one support from me, and also to join some of my integration calls that are also set up as workshops to learn how to enhance yourself in becoming more of an anti-fragile individual, where we get stronger from these chaotic times that can feel like they're just boggling us. I've been through hell, and I've been able to rise up time and time again. I know that you can too. Now, before I go though, if you're interested in a macrodose journey with me, being your host, your guide, you can definitely sign up on my wait list once I have enough people on there to know that there is a general interest. I'll be releasing some dates so that we can go on these super transformative journeys together. But for now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, because all the little dings and things on here will help me further this video presence out in the world so that more people can learn about it or gain something from it too. If you have any questions, please drop a comment in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to address those as they come in. And who knows, maybe one of your comments will actually be one of my topics for my next video too. And lastly, if you want to share this video with a friend or a family member that you know that is struggling with something and could use a little bit of a inspiration from my story, please share it. I would love for them to feel that they're not alone in this wild world. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that it resonates with you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.